Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. It is the beginning of spring break. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. I hope everybody's having a marvelous Friday. I was going to say marvelous Monday. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. My name is Yamichu Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Good morning. Yes, the car edition. I'm ready to get this Friday. It's going to be such a beautiful day. Isn't it, Rosemont? It's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be beyond beautiful. Simply because you woke up, that means the world needed you this morning. So don't doubt why you're up and doing what you're doing. It's because I need you, the world needs you, the good Lord needed you to continue to do his work, and only you can do it. Yay, Miss Mark, thank you. Tell them to please order, so we can get I Am My Sister's Keepers t-shirt. I hope you guys have been enjoying the show. Do I have a cough drop in the zip of my purse?
You sure do.
She said, hey, Rosie. Rosie has on one of my shirts. You want to show it to her? It says, I am fearless. That's one of ours, too. I bought all of us one for Christmas, right? Somehow, Rosie ended up with two of mine. And she still has my hashtag Change the World shirt.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't know what I'm talking about because you haven't. I hope you guys have been enjoying the show this week. I hope I've said something that is been helpful to somebody about something, somewhere, somehow, and that we have shared that knowledge with a sister or a brother who needed it. So, I'm going to be quick today. I've been coming on late, y'all, because I just been, between traffic and moving slow, we've been working this thing out. What's wrong? Don't worry your eyes at me. Rosie been late every morning.
Don't. Because we had a conversation about
What's this?
We had a conversation about this. We did.
Today is the only day she woke up. She will, Margaret.
I will get better. But for right now, I like moving slow. And it's not because I'm lazy. It's because I like to move slow.
And so
So now I know that I have to take into account for her moving slow too sometimes. And so which means I have to wake up like I did this morning at 5:22 to get up.
And what did... No.
Okay.
5:22, she got up to come...
5:22, I got up. I came downstairs and I got in her bed. And then I slept. I slept until like 5:40. 5:55.
Good morning, Kimberly.
And so her thing was, Rosie, you move too slow. You do everything too slow. In the midst of maybe 20 minutes, I was ready and dressed, and she was trying to figure out how to fix her hair.
No, I put it up in the clip.
No, I was dressed and I had shoes on, and you were like, Rosie, I look like I did when I was in high school.
The hairstyle I had today.
And then she clipped it up, and she was like, okay, let's go.
We did have a conversation about that, and I told her she has to accommodate herself of the fact that she knows she likes to move slow, so that means she needs to wake up earlier so not to impose her moving slowness on anybody else, right?
And the fact of my moving slowness in the morning is that I like to wake up at a certain time and then go back to sleep.
Good morning, everybody. Your life is a luxury. She up at 4 a.m. Bless your heart. I'm up at 4:45. But like
That's
Rosie, I go back to sleep. All right, so good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. So the fearless thought of the day. And y'all, if y'all don't I ain't gonna fuss. I was gonna say never mind. I'll tell y'all that later. So, the fearless thought. I hope this week has been really helpful for me. Has this week's topics been helpful for anybody other than me? Like, they have helped my whole life this whole week. Kimberly, how you doing this morning? Miss Margaret, Miss Valerie, I hope you have a great morning day at work today. Miss Margaret, I know you will change the world today. Kimberly, yeah, I see you over there cooking every day. No full course meals, girl. So if these topics have been helping y'all this week, let me know. So the fearless thought of the day is a series of questions that I'm going to ask, and I will post them later on this evening, or if you have a minute to write them down. Girl, you see, I'm trying to, Kim, my hair this morning like it did in high school. Remember when we wore the mushrooms and you used to do layers of curls in your hair? That's how my hair looked this morning, because I slept in the old school hair rollers. That's why I told Rose I looked like I did in high school. So these are a series of questions, and I want you to write them down, or even if you don't write them down, I want you to think about it. Something to think about for the day. So we're going to end this week out strong and with some good questions. Yesterday, I talked about how not to be like me when we change. And thank you, Kim. When we change and we get the attitude of I'm changing and you're not. Don't be like me. Don't do it like I did, because it'll get you in a world of trouble. So here are some questions for my sisters, and this applies to my brothers too. On this journey, what are the words that define or limit you? What are the words that define or limit you? So on this journey, we get to pick new words. Remember, we get to, and that's an exercise I do at my event, is I give you a list of words that define who you think other people say you are. And then we circle words that who we think we are. And then we cross out the words that we don't like. And then you get another list and you write down words that you do like. And you pick one. I think we did that on the morning show, didn't we, Kim? Kim had been with me for over a year. We did that on the morning show, where you pick a word that's going to represent you for the day. Beautiful, independent, successful, smart, intelligent. So pick a word. So here's the thing. Here's question number 1. What are the words that define or limit you? I thought we had, Kim. What are the words that define or limit you? Figure that out. Because if you don't, we're going to get stuck in a rut. Okay? What are the words that you do not yet have? How many times you said something to somebody, or they've asked you a question, what do you think? Or what is your purpose? What is your dream? I don't know. As Rosie said last night, I can't explain it. I don't have the words for it. What are the words you do not yet have? And if in your quiet time, they will come to you. So that's question 2. Question number 3 is, what silence your dreams? Why are we not living in our dreams? Why are, that deep down, if I could go back to high school again, what would I do? Where would I be? What would be going on? I need my headphones.
Okay.
So, what silences your dreams? Then number 4, are there deafening silences in your life? Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good. I'm here.
So question number 4 is, what are the deafening silences in your life?
Okay, hold on.
What is so quiet that it's really loud? Love you. Jacket.
Do I have the...
No, it's in my jacket coat pocket.
Okay.
So you need to reach back there and get it. Put that jacket on.
I will put this jacket
No,
on.
now. Kids, they think they can get over.
Hey.
They can't get over.
I can hear you.
And your groceries in the back.
Okay. Groceries.
So that's so we got, what are the words that define or limit you? What are the words that you do not yet have? What silences your dream? Are there deafening silences in your life? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, my friend, how are you? Miss Leah is an amazing lady. Miss Leah, please post your information. We met in Florida at a Renew You conference, and she is the most amazing speaker. Like, from the minute she gets up and the way she just moves, and the words move with her and around her, and she don't take my apples.
I didn't take your apples.
And she is just amazing. So please, Miss Leah, please post your information down below so people can reach out to you as well. I'm sure she has amazing things going on.
Love you.
Love you too. Have a great day. Be peaceful.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day. Be peaceful.
Okay.
You get your money?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Miss Leah, make sure you post your information so people can find you. She is a dynamic speaker. I promise you will love her to life. So these are the questions today. We're going to end out the week strong. So yesterday we talked about, in this change, how not to be like me. Don't be arrogant. Don't have your ego, but you need to be humble. So, and we talked about having your quiet time on Thursday and what that looks like. So today we're going to end strong with some questions you need to find the answer to. Like, these are important questions. So if you don't write them down, please make sure you come back and watch the show, or you can think about them now. What are the words that define or limit you? That's question number 1. What are the words that define or limit you? And I always do an exercise of words. And if you don't like any of the words that describe you for today, pick a new word that describes you. I'm just saying. Pick a new word that describes you. I realized I didn't like any of the words that people called me, said about me. I just didn't like them. So I chose a new word. And when I chose, I chose one word at a time. And when I chose a word, I felt that word. I let it sit. Church people say I let it sit in my spirit. I felt the word. So I felt independence, successful, determined, mindful, beautiful, amazing. I felt those words. I didn't like any of the other words that people were giving to me. So the exercise I recommend is you write down the words that people say about you. Write down the words that you say about yourself. Cross out the ones you don't like. And if there's not any that you like, make you some. So that's question number 1. And then you'll find out, are those words limiting you? Because they could be. So the second question is, what are the words that you do not yet have? Meaning, you like, JoJo, I don't know. I don't know the word. I don't know how to define myself because I don't even know who I am. So how can I define myself? Get you a nice dictionary. Betty, y'all know I'm a nerd. Or get you some Google and Google some words and pick you a word for yourself for the day. And if you don't have one, here are a few. You're amazing. You're beautiful, outstanding. You're dynamic. You are full of potential, my sister. You are potential overload. Potential is oozing out of your ears today. You are beyond limitless today. There you go. Be one of those words today. And then come back and feel that word, like live in it. Focus. Mind. I'm glad you said that because I like to pick a word, for myself. I try to pick one for the family. And my word is pushed or pushing because I said anybody that's with me for 2019, I'm pushing everybody outside of our comfort zone, me most of all. And anybody connected to me, I'm going to be on your last nerve pushing you outside of your comfort zone because at this point, there's no reason for us to have lack because our mindset refuses to accept our greatness. So if we can work on our mindset, because we are great. My sister, I am my sister's keeper. We are great beyond words. And because you're refusing to accept that, you're not impacting the world that it needs to be impacted. I'm waiting on you to do that wonderful, marvelous thing that you have here And so you can't see it here. So you need somebody to help you see it here. That's why we have purpose partners. If you don't know what purpose partners are and what I'm looking for, go over to livepastcrazy.com. It's the last blog post I put up. What I'm looking for in purpose partners and what you should be looking for. Yes, inspired. Because I am determined. I'm bound and determined. You got to be disciplined, determined, and you got to be committed and not interested. Because if you're interested, your excuses will make you stop. But if you're committed, there's no excuse that will allow you to stop. Okay, that's the difference. So what words define or limit you? Number 2, what are the words you do not yet have? Number 3, what silences your dreams? In your life right now, what is the one reason or things that you're not doing what you know is good in your core? Why are we not doing that? I guarantee it's because outside forces have shaped our reality and we take on their persona and not ours. So we're not living true to our calling. So you're praying, Jesus, help me make this right. Oh, Lord, let me live my dream. But yet you refuse to accept that you're great enough to do the very thing that you're praying for because you're still having faith in your lack that you cannot do it. So I've been on that for like 2 weeks and I don't know why. Why are we praying to Jesus to give us a miracle to change us? But we have more faith in the fact that our lack will continue. We have more faith in the fact that I'm still going to be broke. I still ain't going to be able to pay this bill. My car is still ragged. I still live in the hood. My baby daddy, you have more faith in all the negative, but you don't have faith in the great. But you're praying to the great to give you great, but you keep reminding him of the negative. So why are we praying? And if you're asking for that miracle and you woke up this morning, you are the miracle that you were seeking. And what you're looking for is absolutely inside of you. You're great today. I'm a space giver. Some of us are just looking for a safe place to know it's okay to be great and amazing. So I'm your safe place. I'm your space giver. Please go be amazing today. So that's question number 3. What silences your dreams? Question number 4, are there deafening silences in your life? Are there things that are so quiet, they are so loud, meaning that you're trying so hard to ignore them that they're overtaking your life? Like, you in a crazy relationship, but you're going to deal with it because, your mom and them didn't get divorced. And this is the only, you did have kids with this man and y'all been together for so long. It's going to be so hard to start over. I don't want to start over. Oh, and I done trained him, but you're not. You have this and you have this. Nothing is matching and you can't quite put your finger on it, but something's not right. You're going to keep in your soul. So think about that. What are the deafening silences in your life? And here's another question. Where have you hidden your girlhood hopes and dreams? A lot of us would say, girl, if I could go back to high school before I had kids, if I could go back to college before I had children or before I did this, because we're always wanting to go back to before we made a mistake. Or we always want to go back where we were carefree. And if you missed Tuesday's show, I said when we were kindergarten to 7th grade, we were living our best life. At 7th grade, we started to become more aware of outside influences. And so we changed who we were to fit outside influences. Kindergarten to 7th grade, I wanted to be president, lawyer. I wanted to be a ballerina. I wanted to take over the world, and I wanted to tell people what to do, and I wanted to be a basketball player and a rapper. And I did all those things from kindergarten to 7th grade, and you couldn't tell me any different. So what are the girlhood hopes and dreams that you have hidden? And why? Y'all know when I'm having a bad day, I go get on a swing, and I swing until my hips hurt because I'm too big for the swing. Guess what? I get off. And yes, I do jump off with my hands in the air. And I will challenge a kid at the swing. But I get off, shake my legs out, and I get right back in line to get on that swing again. I throw my head back. I laugh. I giggle until I feel better. What are your girlhood hopes and dreams? Can you still hear them? Of course. I sure will. Can you still hear them? And then what is the more that you keep asking for? What is the more that you keep praying to God for, like in that silent time where you're not praying and asking Jesus for nothing anymore, and you like for real be like, Lord, I don't even know. And it's at that moment that you realize what you're truly missing, that God really hears and sees. What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that? What is the more that's buried deep inside of you? And here's a quote: when we forget what we can accomplish by holding the hands of other women, we lose our sense of purpose and our power. That's why I am my sister's keeper. That's why we have to have those purpose partners. That's why your friendships matter. That's why you got to check your circle. And that's why if your circle is not living. And here's the thing, when you check your circle, again, don't be like me. Don't do it with an attitude. If y'all missed the show yesterday, I talked about the most embarrassing moment where I gone through counseling, my second round of counseling, honey. I was getting my life together, and I'd had a good session, and I sent out an email to 50 of my friends and told them that I was living my best life and they was living in trash and garbage. And if they had anything negative to say about life and people, I didn't want to hear it. And don't email me and don't call me. And I went in like 4-5 paragraphs in, and I sent it to people and they thought I, like, for real had lost my mind. And only 2 girls spoke to me. One of them said, pray for my sister because she going through some things. And when I told my counselor, she was like, don't you ever do that again in life. And so I learned a lesson. You've got to be humble all the way in your change. When you're humble in the way that you're changing, they're going to receive it better. They're going to respect you. They're going to watch you, because a lot of people are seeking the same change that you are, and you are the leader for your family, and they're looking at how you do it. And so when you're humble, that leaves the door open for them to come and say, hey, JoJo, now, how did you do this again? Because if I'm coming with the arrogant and the attitude, I'm better than you, and you living your life like garbage because we know some Christians like that, right? Y'all want me to be saved. You want me to come to the Lord, but you come with your judgmentalness first before you come with your love first. And then they wonder why the world is backwards. But that's a whole different story. So be humble in the process of your change. You will find that you will have a better result. Don't be like me. And let me tell you, I was so embarrassed. It wasn't years later that I was able to apologize to some people about the things that I said. And one girl, she was like, we just left it off because, we figured you was going through something. But I was true. Afterwards, I was embarrassed. In the beginning, honey, my ego was on 10,000. And I thought I was doing all the things. And my chest was poked out. And it wasn't till somebody, a sister, because I am my sister's keeper, took the time to explain to me what I had really done. That's why your purpose partners are important. And this is why when we forget what we can accomplish by holding the hands of other women, we can lose our sense of purpose and that of our power. We are powerful together. I am my sister's keeper, because if I know, if you learn something, and it's now your responsibility to teach your sister, to teach her something she may not know. Do it in a humble way. Do it in a conversational way. Not, I can't believe you don't know this because I know and you must be slow because you don't know. It's all, and yesterday I talked about that. It was all in the delivery. I delivered my message in a trash can and tried to tell my people that it was a gourmet meal when it was not a gourmet meal at all. It was on a garbage can. So be mindful of that. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. I had to move out my little lady's parking space over there. So here's the questions for today. What are the words that define or limit you? Pick a word today if you don't have one. What are the words you do not yet have? Go to Google. I'm a nerd. Get your dictionary. If not, I gave you some. Be amazing. Be somebody's sunshine today. Okay? Smile at somebody. I make it a point every day. This is my personal goal. Every morning, I am the elevator talking person. I say good morning to everybody on the elevator. If we all silent on the elevator, y'all about to talk to me today. Good morning. How are you? The weather's great. I'm going to compliment a sister every single time I see one. And what I found in the beginning was hard because it was awkward. But because I would try to stop her. Now I don't. If I see a sister that has on a great skirt, I say, hey girl, I love that skirt. You working that dress. And I keep it moving. And that may be the only positive thing that sister hears all day long. And I'm mindful of that, because when somebody tells me something like that, I could be having the worst of days. But they say, hey, Louise, JoJo, I really like that outfit. I like your earring. Thank you, girl. Because sometimes it's so easy to lose ourselves in all the things: work, school, play, kids, husband, auntie, mama, sister. And we have so many. And it's the little things that make a big difference. So compliment a sister today. So go be somebody's sunshine. Be sunshine today if you need a word today. Be determined. Be successful. Miss Leah said, be inspired. Be focused. Be amazing. Be great. You came from a king. So what does that make you? And if we were created in his image, I'm just saying, what words do you not yet have? What silences your dreams? Are they deafening silences in your life? Like, are there voids in your life that are so loud that you know you need to focus on, but because crazy is constant, you can't? But because you can't, it gets louder. And the more you ignore it, the louder it gets, and the more it overtakes your life, until at some point, my sister, let me tell you where that deafening silence had me. In the hospital twice. The second time I was in the hospital, I was in isolation for a week. Like, you had to suit up to come in to see me. They had no idea. I had every test. I had spinal taps. I had every test known to man done. I mean, everything. They could find nothing wrong with me. Good morning, Kiva. Thank you. Stress will kill you. And it is that silence because you know what? I knew I needed to handle something, but I kept putting it off. I filled it with something else. I had a situation here, but I went to church more. I had a situation here, so I volunteered to teach Bible study. I had a situation here, so I taught more Sunday school. I had a situation here, so I decided to paint the church and become part of the women's ministry. I had an issue here, but I decided to go back to school. I had an issue here, and it kept not going anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. That deafening silence, it ain't going to go nowhere. It's just going to keep getting louder. And the more you try to cover it up, the more it's going to seep through. So, and where have you hidden your girlhood hopes and dreams, and why? And can you still hear them? And then what is your great more? What is the thing that if you could go back to 16 again, man, if I could go back and graduate from high school, I would do this. Why are we not doing that right now? Because here's my thing. We can no longer use age as an excuse. We can't use where we live as an excuse. We can't use our job as an excuse. The only excuse is it's not important enough for me to want to do something about it. It's not important enough for me to stop my crazy at this point, because it's better the crazy I know than the one I don't. Because if I stop the crazy, I'm going to have to deal with me. If I stop the crazy, I'm going to have to figure out why I don't like the things I don't like. And here's my 3 questions all the time. You have to deal with what is your intent, what is your intention, and why you keep saying yes. What is my intent every morning that I wake up? Even if my intent is for the next 5 minutes, I'm not going to say anything negative. The next 30 minutes, I'm only going to smile, or I'm going to compliment somebody. What is my intention when I interact with other people? What is the outcome I want from that interaction? And then why do I keep saying yes? If I hate something or it's frustrating me, it's making me angry, why do I keep saying yes to that thing? Why do I keep saying yes to less than and lack and struggle and strife? Why do I keep saying that? Why do I keep saying yes? And you can't say, JoJo, you don't understand. Life is hard. Listen, I've been the single parent. I've had to eat at the food banks. I've had to pick up change off the ground so I could feed the kids. I've had not to go to work because I didn't have gas in the car. The kids have not went to school because I didn't have gas in the car. The lights have been turned off. The water has been turned off. The electricity, gas, water, car repossessed, car insurance canceled. I've had to ask other people for underwear, for a toothbrush, for a comb. I overstand, my sister, where you are at. But when that question of why do I continue to say yes to my lack becomes, and when that deafening silence becomes so loud that you can't sleep and you can't eat and it hurts your stomach, then that's the place where the battles are won, because we are both the problem and the solution. And we have the answer. This is the problem. This is my solution. And we got to be willing to do the work of the answer. So if I'm not willing to do the work of the answer, can I keep complaining? And I knew it was going to be hard. So when I decided to stop the crazy, I had to deal with me. So Jojo, okay, what part of this crazy are you owning? And then I started to do the work. It was not easy. It sure heck wasn't fun. But I was determined, because this is what I knew I wanted. And I had to go through the process for it. And if you're not willing to go through the process, you will be. Here's the thing. We're either willing to go through the process to get better, or we're going to continue in the process to keep the crazy. And that's about as simple as it gets. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Because when you become determined that you're going to stop the crazy, then you have a clarity of mind. Because right now you can't. It's hard to think straight when you're in crazy. Oh, Lord. Because here's the thing. When you're in it, you can't stop. I can't stop struggling and striving, because if I stop, everything's going to fall. But if I don't stop, everything's going to fall. So you're right there where, as people say, you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. So why don't you do? If it's going to go bad either way, I'm going to go all out trying to get over here than to stay. And y'all, for real, that was the deciding point when I left my abuser. Beside my friend Tashana, she was my purpose partner in helping me get out of there. But this was also either I'm going to die by his hands, or I'm going to die trying to leave. And I'd rather die on my own terms than on his. And that's where we are. That's the crossroads of where you are on this great Friday morning. Are you ready to do something about that? Are you going to die in this crazy because it's that serious and it's that simple? Are you going to die continuing in this cycle? Or are you going to die trying to get somewhere else? Because the miracle you're looking for, you woke up to it this morning. And you may say, I don't have all the answers. And here's the thing. It's the small steps that make the accumulation of the transformation. It's not going to be one big thing that anybody is ever going to say to you that's going to be like, yep, that's it. That changed my life. It's the small things that add up to the big things. So it's the small steps. So today it may be thinking differently. It may be remembering who you are. It may be today your first step could be answering these questions. What are words that define and limit you? What are the words that you do not yet have? What silences your dreams? And what is the deafening silence in your life? Where have you hidden your girlhood hopes and dreams? And can you still hear them? And what is the more that, if I said money is no object, time is no object, your age, your body limitations is no object, what would you accomplish? And that, my friend, is what you go with. Because we know the answers. We got to be willing to do the work of the answer. If we overweight, we got to be willing to do the work. Like, my stomach was hurting. I had stomach issues. Y'all know I complained about my stomach 24/7. I knew the answer. I wasn't willing to do the work of the answer. And when I got willing to do the work of the answer, became determined, my problem stopped. There's no way around the work in transformation in any of it. But together as sisters, we can accomplish it. When we forget what we can accomplish by holding the hands of other women, we can lose our sense of purpose. And that is our power. So our power is in our sisterhood. Our power is in that I am my sister's keeper. So if you know, I'm a firm believer. If I know, then I'm going to tell my children. So that's going to change my family. And then in my family, I'm going to change my community. And in my community, I'm going to change the world. And that is how we # change the world, Miss Margaret. That is how we do it, because I am my sister's keeper. So I encourage you guys to please think about those answers to those questions today. You got to be willing to learn. You're going to learn yourself and find yourself along this journey. And you can't be afraid of what you see. You can't be afraid. Y'all, for real, here's another. I've been doing confessions and conversations all week. So here's another one. When you start doing this inner work, you will also recognize the lies that you told yourself to make yourself feel better about why you accepted the situation that you was in. And I had to address all the lies that I had told JoJo about why she was in the mess she was in. Like, JoJo, why your lights keep getting turned off? Why you ain't never got no money? Why your kids think going to McDonald's is a 5-star restaurant because we ain't even got money to go to McDonald's? Well, it's because, JoJo, these people at this job don't want to give me no raise, and you know, my landlord, the rent is high and they triple my rates. And, you know, I just ain't in this. And I had every excuse. I had every lie to tell of why I was living in lack. And then when it came down to simply, oh, so you don't want to update your resume and you don't want to do the work of simply looking for another job because you like these people and you're comfortable here because you know the job. So you don't want to do nothing different. So you okay with so I don't want you to complain with your lights being turned off and you ain't got no water and you ain't got no food and your mama having to buy your kids Christmas because you ain't got no money. And I had to stop telling myself that lie of why I had lack. Good morning, Miss Kathy. And when I stopped telling myself that lie, guess what happened? I left IBM. Because I think I was attached to the thought of, oh, I work at IBM. I left IBM for Duke for more money. And then the same lie happened at Duke. Worked there for 4 years. They paid me $4 more than what IBM did. And so when I told myself the same lie that I did at IBM, and I was like, okay, JoJo, like for real. And then when I answered that question, then I was able to get past that to do something else. Because at every turn you're going, there's going to be a revelation of yourself, of movement, and a growing period of yourself. So, and you got to be willing to face that part of yourself. I ain't saying it's pretty. And I ain't going to say you're not going to be embarrassed like, dog, JoJo. Why you too smart for this? And then when you have that feeling, you're going to have to forgive yourself for being, a little slow I had to forgive myself a lot. Like, JoJo, you made that mistake. And so, you know what? It was a learning experience. It's okay. And keep moving past it. So here's the questions as we close out the show. Answer these questions today. And if you missed yesterday's show about how I talked about my attitude and my ego and my mouth, please go watch yesterday's show. What are the words that define or limit you? What are the words you do not yet have? What silences your dreams? What are the deafening silences in your life? And where have you hidden your childhood dreams and hopes? And what is your great more? What is the more if you had no restrictions you would achieve? I'm just saying. And be somebody's sister today. Compliment a sister today. Tell her she look good. Tell her that haircut she rocking looks amazing. You may change her life for the better. Because there was a lot of times I wish somebody would have said that to me. Because it would have gave me a hope that at least, even though I feel like I'm dying on the inside, there's somebody that can see at least something, some form of life in me to give me a little hope. And sometimes that's all we need to give us that little extra, that little hump to make us go and do and think possibly, maybe today, I can do the thing that I set my mind to. So what is your intent? What is your intention? And why are you saying yes? Will also help you with that today. So I hope you have an amazing Friday. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, we have a YouTube channel. We have 290 shows over there. So if you simply type in Fearless Morning Show, they are by topic and by title. You can pick whichever one you want to watch. If they do not have Facebook or YouTube, you can get the Fearless Thought of the Day by email. And I will post the link for that as well, where you can have your Fearless Thought of the Day delivered to your email. If you want, I Am My Sister's Keeper t-shirt. And I don't have one with me. I have one in the car on Friday. But if you go to livepastcrazy.com under the store, you can get you one. Miss Margaret was the first one to buy one. She got hers earlier this week. And it says, I am my sister's keeper. And it has hashtag sisters keeper on the back, because we are, y'all, as women, I want you to think about this. We are so strong, and we don't even know this. We are so strong in our habits and who we are and in our being that we set whole generational things in motion. Miss Kathy, if you're still on here, Miss Kathy, mama, Miss Maxine taught me, and I never told her that. I was a kid, Lord rest her soul, how I need to keep my yard straight at all times. I saw Miss Maxine be dressed to the nines all the time, whether she was sitting in the house or not. I saw Miss Kathy treat her children a certain way all the time. I saw Miss Maxine cook that meal for her husband, Mr. June, every day. And these are the people that set generational things in place. And we as women, we are doing that right now for our children. They are picking up our habits. And whether you think you're doing it or not, you are setting an example every time you open your mouth and every time you say something to your children, from the way you clean your house to the way you cook the macaroni and cheese to the way you deal with your relationships, your husband, your friend. You are setting that example every single day. And as women, we are creating generations, future generations to come. Because somebody going to come back and say, my great-great-grandma JoJo used to do this. And you're also creating generational, I don't want to say curses, but I will say generational habits, problems, and issues. I'm 3 generations in of being afraid of flying, because my mama's mama was afraid of flying. She passed it down to her daughter. She passed it down to me. I passed it down to my children. Why are we afraid of flying? Well, we got to go back to great grandma, because she had never seen an airplane before. And so when the first one wrecked, fell out the sky, she called it, she assumed it was bad. So what are we passing down to our children? As women, we are beyond great. We are beyond amazing. Please remember that today on this wonderful Friday. I promise you all. Here's the questions one more time, y'all. One more time. Hey, Squeaky. Good morning. Y'all, please check out Squeaky Moore. She is the pitch guru, and she also has a film coming out. Miss Squeaky, post it down below so everybody can check out your trailer. She is an amazing woman. I met her at Girlfriends Conferences coming up in June in New York. That's where I met her 2 years ago. That was my first time flying. When I met Squeaky, that was my first time flying ever, period. So here's the questions for today. What are the words that define or limit you? What are the words that you do not yet have? What silences your dreams? And are they deafening silences in your life? Where have you hidden your girlhood hopes and dreams? And can you still hear them? And what is the more that's buried deep inside of you that if you could start life over, you would start over and do that thing? Please do that thing today. Compliment a sister today. It's Compliment a Sister Day, because we are our sister's keeper. Tell that sister she wearing that lipstick. Tell that sister she looks amazing. She's beautiful. Tell that sister she wearing that skirt. I promise you, you will change her. That's how easy it is to change somebody's life and their mindset. That easy. Be intentional. Okay. What is your intent? What is your intention? And why are you saying yes? If you don't even want to answer those 6 questions I gave, if you answer those 3 today, why you keep saying yes to crazy? I promise you gonna have some realizations about some things. I'm just saying. And who am I? I'm just little JoJo from North Carolina, from Forest City. I worked at McDonald's my whole life. I went to the same church. I'm Gerald Waddell's daughter. I like to ride bicycles and pop wheelies, climb the trees, and shoot a BB gun. So who am I to be telling anybody? But I will tell you, I'm the only live past crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Because I know crazy and I don't want my sisters to continue in it. So I hope you have an amazing Friday. Please, Miss Leah, post, if you're still on here, post your link again. She's an amazing speaker. There's Squeaky's, her trailer for her film that's coming out. And this is where it's so important to be my sister's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. Please go check out her film. Thank you, Miss Kathy. I love you. Miss Kathy has 2 girls. Can I say their name? Roro and Rita. I used to babysit them growing up. Jasmine is on here. Jasmine has her own business. She actually has two. Please go out. Jasmine, post your link so you can support Jasmine. Miss Margaret is Margaret, the job coach. So if you got questions about your career, where you want to go, please post it. Please know that you can be amazing. You can be beautiful. And I am your space giver. So you're looking for that space to feel safe, to know that it's okay to be beautiful and amazing. This is it. Here you go. Today, go be beautiful. Go be amazing. You came from a creator and you were made in his image. That makes you a co-creator. And remember that everything God said, he spoke and he thought. And when he spoke and he thought it, it became so. So if we're in his likeness and we're co-creators, does that not mean what we speak and what we think is also life? I'm just saying. Think about that today. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, everybody, for posting your links so that we can support each other. If you want, I Am My Sister's Keeper t-shirt. If you go to livepastcrazy.com, in the store section are the t-shirts. And then we have other apparel in there as well. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing Friday. Please don't forget. Oh, thank you. I love these. I got these in when I went to California. And I may or may not have talked to these earrings. Actually, I did not, but I'm gonna tell y'all the story and I'm gone. This lady, my friend Leslie, came out to hear me speak at the Girls Expo in California, and she brought a friend, and her friend had on these earrings. And I said, I love your earrings. I know 25 times till finally the woman said, here, take the earrings, baby. Oh, Jesus. I was like, the Lord will bless you. And I still need to send it. I said, I'm going to send you $5. She was like, they didn't even cost that much. I was like, I don't care. Thank you. Cause I rooted them earrings, honey. I kept saying they're just so pretty. And they got the little lady on them. Isn't that cute? All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing Friday. Please pick a word for yourself today to start to redefine who you want to be. I promise it will be life-changing. Compliment a sister today. Have a great weekend, and I will see you here bright and early Monday morning. Have a good one.